name is Daksh Gupta and I am from Jaipur in Rajasthan, where I scored an aggregate percentage of 97.2% in my 10th grade and 98.8% in my 12th grade. It really depends on what you think you're capable of. For example, I have got friends who have been studying for the entire year and they have made it. And then I personally started, preparing for it after my board exams. That is in April. But it really depends on when you think is the right time. Someone might feel that they need a bit more time to, be really at their best. So they may opt for the year-long program. I think what one needs to have is to have a clear mindset. You should believe in yourself that you are capable of doing it. In order to clear this exam, first of all, I feel that regular practice for maths and for English is, in my opinion, really requisite for clearing this exam. You need to give around at least 2 hours a day, including the classes, to IPM preparation. Now, this is something I believe that everyone can manage. They can take some time out of their leisure time. The night time would be the best for it. So you're going to, even if you're going to school in the morning, you can complete your homework and whatever coaching classes you go for by the evening. Probably have a little small break and then start with this preparation. It's not way out of your syllabus of grade 12th also. Like, for example, let's take the English syllabus, which is very well in sync with your grade 12 syllabus, especially the unseen passages and the grammar portion. Same with maths. There are plenty of topics which are there in the board examinations as well as this examination. So I feel that it's quite manageable. So I've always followed the strategy which has been taught to me by my mentors, which is the ABC strategy. Categorizing the question, I feel, is something you need to really master. So that's where you need to give as many mock tests as possible, because that's where you learn how to categorize the questions into A, B, and C. Now, what does ABC stand for? A is the question which you think you can immediately solve. Those are the questions that you need to solve as soon as you encounter them. B category questions are those which you think you can solve, but there are chances that you may make mistakes or it may be a time consuming question. So those are questions that you can mark for review and come back to it later once you've done all the A category questions. And then there are C category questions, which the moment you look at them, you're like, okay, it's out of my reach. Even in my Indore exam, there were questions which the moment I looked at the question, I didn't even read the complete question. I just moved on to the next one because I knew it was not possible for me to do it. Even if it was possible, it would have taken way too much of my time that I could have attempted some other questions. So categorizing these questions was the most helpful factor for me. It helped me save a lot of time and also concentrate on questions which I knew, and it helped me maximize my score. I feel my weakest area was my English portion. Whenever I was giving the mock tests and all, English was one spot of bother for me throughout, be it the unseen passage or the parajumbles or the vocabulary. In order to improve on English, I watched a lot of videos. I did a lot of practice. Practicing all those exercise books which were given to me. I completed all those exercises. I also watched a few videos which were there in our bundle, and those really helped me strengthen my concepts, especially regarding vocabulary and grammar. So I just completed all those videos in one go and just making notes in case I felt it was necessary and going through them right before the exam. So for the interview, majorly what is asked is for the syllabus which you have covered in grade 11th and 12th. So this is something I did not have to worry too much about, because recently the CUET exams had concluded. So I had been studying my domain subjects side by side with my IPM curriculum. So I was simultaneously working on my academic area as well as I was going through whatever was going on around the globe. I was preparing answers to common questions such as introduce yourself and why I'm Indore only, why not any other IIM, or things like those. And general awareness is one thing which I think one needs to work on, because although in my final interview, they may not have asked that many questions from that area, but it really helps in one's confidence. I personally found that when I was more aware about what was happening around me, gradually my own self-confidence kept on increasing even while I was answering my academic questions, because there was this sort of surety in my head that even if they asked something outside of my academics, I would be able to answer that. Also, I gave a few mock interviews with really knowledgeable people. So they also helped me improve. They helped me to improve my answers to various questions and just giving me broader perspective of what kinds of questions can be asked. So that also really helped. First of all, there were two panelists. Both of them were sirs, people interviewing me. They were really kind. They were smiling all the time. And the questions also they asked were just focused on the major concept rather than trying to just confuse me or anything. I had mentioned in my SOP that the world is changing at a very fast rate at present. So they wanted to know what was my logic behind writing that. And I explained it to them. Then they went on to the economic portion, which country is the more fastest growing economy in this world at the present moment, what's going on in the world. And then they slowly moved into economic portion. Then they asked a question about math, which was a really simple graph which I was supposed to plot. And once I plotted the graph, they asked me what the x coordinates of the curve would be when the curve intersects the x-axis, which was intersecting the x-axis at 2 points. After that, they asked a question in accounts, which was to explain the principle of conservatism. They also asked me a question from microeconomics, which was regarding the concept of opportunity cost. Talking about the general awareness area, they asked me about why Jaipur is called Pink City because I reside in Jaipur. And apart from that, they asked about the chief minister and the governor of Jaipur. Overall, my interview was a really good one. I felt confident throughout the interview. I was able to answer the questions. If there was any question which I did not know, I just straight up said with a smile on my face that I'm sorry, do not know the answer to this question, but just made them know that I was curious to know more about whatever I could have. My experience is probably one of the best experiences of my life. I joined Examnest in April. It was a really good experience. All the teachers which I came across were really good. They really helped me. Whenever I had any doubts, teachers were always open to solve them, especially Ajay sir and Venkat sir and all other teachers. They were all really good. They knew what they were doing. The way they taught us the concepts, the way they cleared our doubts, and the way they taught was helpful to me because I was able to understand everything in the first go. Apart from the live classes, we also had a bundle of pre-recorded videos, which was advised to us for our weak points. I was not that strong in topics like special series and probability and permutation and combination. So I went through all of those pre-recorded videos, and those were all so well compiled. They are so well explained. We were also given practice books, so solving all those exercises for English and for maths. And then we also had a really good test series. It consisted of so many mock papers. It consisted of so many practice papers, speed mock tests, practice mock tests, which just gave us a real feel of how the examination would be like. Even there was a very proper analysis of your performances. The mocks were taken on a regular basis. Like every Sunday, we had a mock test. There was one weekday where we would go through speed mock tests or practice mock tests. The teachers were extremely good. Even after the exam, there were just so many sessions with Ajay sir and interview sessions as well with various professionals, which really helped me get a gist of how an actual interview would be like. Even during those sessions, he would randomly throw a question at you to catch you off guard, and that would really help you because that's something is that the actual interviewers do. It was really a good experience academically and from the interview perspective as well. Think of doing any competitive examination in the future. I would definitely recommend this institute because it's just so good. I feel that if you're not properly prepared, then definitely this examination is tough. And one cannot neglect this fact because it's being conducted by IIM Indore, which is one of the best institutes of management in the entire country. It's definitely tough. But again, if you have a clarity of concept, if you have worked hard, in that case, you are not going to feel it to be that tough. Like, okay, I did feel that the maths portion in my examination personally was slightly tough. But again, if your concepts are clear, there's nothing that can stop you from answering right. And also, you need to know how to handle that pressure situation. So, I would say that concept clarity is a must if you need to clear this exam.